So, people, the Champions League race is now coming to the finish line, and we're going to try and do something that is going to give clarity. I am going to give my predictions for all teams involved and see exactly where everyone's going to finish based on logical predictions, like the most expected outcome. I'm not going to try and be edgy and say, oh, this shock result is going to happen. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be just based off what is more than likely going to happen, and then we'll see where everyone ends up. Now, most people here watching are more than likely Chelsea supporters. I'm going to leave the Chelsea games to last. I'm going to put all the other teams in first, including Liverpool, Arsenal, so then we can see exactly where they finish to. And then at the end, we'll see exactly what amount of points Chelsea need with the remaining games. And then we'll be able to go and predict a couple of those too. So, without further adu, let's jump right in. I'm going to put it on screen, but let me get these on first because I'm blind now and we're getting old. Hey, any young people watching? Listen to your parents when they tell you to not go close to screens. Yeah, everyone now is like this, and trust me. We were told and we didn't listen when it used to be just stay away from the TV, stay away from the set. And then you just didn't do it. Or you did sometimes. I did. I was good. But then these screens came into play and then I lost everything. So just a word of advice before we get cracking. Let's dive in. Before we do, go and check out video number 1 as well, where I go into some detail on Chelsea's transfer targets. Who are we realistically going for? Who are we realistically not? Everything is out. Is out there for you to see. Everything is clarified. So go over to video number 1, have a look and enjoy. Double uploads coming to the channel pretty frequently from now on. So make sure you guys are here. There's going to be loads of interactive content and you're going to like it. You're going to like it. And Reddits are moving back to Mondays, by the way. So that's another piece of info. Anyway, let's get cracking. Let's start the predictions. Right. Here it is. The scores are already in for the games that have already happened. We already know what was going to go down. Arsenal drew 2-2 to Crystal Palace, and that's basically sealed the Premier League title race because Liverpool are 12 points ahead with an extra game. But even if they were to lose, the goal difference is plus 10. Even mathematically, it's basically done. Basically, you're on the brink of mathematical impossibility. So, Liverpool are going to be champions. If it's not against Tottenham, it will be... Oh, no, actually, no. It better be against Tottenham because I don't want it happening against Chelsea. Let's start off with Newcastle-Ipswich. Like I've said, we're not going to include Chelsea in this until the end. So, Newcastle-Ipswich. Okay, let's be honest. We're going to be real. I'm going 2-0 win. Newcastle will beat Ipswich here, surely. I'll be shocked if they don't, right? So that's that. Liverpool, Tottenham, I'll be real. I reckon they kill Tottenham. I'm going 3-1. I'll go 3-1. Tottenham might get a goal. Liverpool might get a little bit too relaxed. They might concede. Nottingham Forest, Brentford. I expect Forest to win that one, but I'm feeling a draw as well. But I reckon Forest. I reckon with what's to play for, I reckon Forest will outpower Brentford just. So calculate. That's how it's looking without Chelsea. Next, Man City versus Wolves. This shouldn't even be a conversation. I think I'm going to... Actually. Let me go... No, not 23. We don't want that. That's too much. You know what? 3-1. Let's go 3-1. Aston Villa, Fulham. Aston Villa at home. I expect them to get the result. I'm going 2-1. Something narrow. Arsenal, Bournemouth... again at home, I expect them to win. I'm going 3-1 Arsenal there. Brighton, Newcastle. I reckon this one could be a little bit of a slippery one for it. Look, if Newcastle win this one, then they're ahead of schedule. I'm going 1-1. I reckon Brighton at home could be a little bit of a banana skin. That's the sort of game where you think, maybe Newcastle won't get 3 points here. That's my logic here. So I'm going Brighton 1, Newcastle 1. Chelsea until later. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. See, this is another one. I'm going to draw. I've got a feeling that at Palace, maybe Nottingham Forest don't win this one. I'm going 1-1 as well. So, bearing that in mind, that's what the table's looking like. We move on to the next one. Southampton, Man City. What's next? should not even preview that. It should not even be a debate. It's not even a discussion. Bournemouth, Aston Villa. I reckon Villa win that one. Yeah. Villa win. I'm also thinking 2-2, but I'm thinking Villa win. Newcastle, Chelsea, I'm going to be real. I have to put this one in because it's Newcastle that we're talking about. I have to be honest here. I reckon it's going to be a flat 2-0 loss for us. Newcastle is just that ground. We always lose. It's not going to be nice. We hate going there. Newcastle love playing us there. It's going to go wrong. That's the logic. So Nottingham Forest, Leicester. This should be pretty straightforward for Nottingham Forest, if I'm being honest. So I'm going 2-0 Nottingham Forest. And Liverpool, Arsenal. That's tight. Both will be on the beach by this point. There's nothing to play for. So I'm going Arsenal loss. Which, funnily enough, brings the conversation to Arsenal possibly not finishing second. I have to stress this. Now, bearing in mind Arsenal don't win the Champions League, because if they win the Champions League, everything I'm about to say is null and void. But if they don't win the Champions League, you better finish second. I am not having Arsenal finishing third in a two-horse race. That whole third in the two-horse race shenanigans, if that happens again, you guys should be prosecuted. But again, on the one condition that they don't win the Champions League. If they win the Champions League, we don't have any space to even talk. So that's that. So that's how it's looking by match day 36. Liverpool, have I put the Liverpool... Have I missed out? I've missed out a Liverpool game. Where's the... Oh, yeah, Chelsea-Liverpool. Okay, you see, I think we lose this. I'll be honest. It's 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool. This is the problem. So the two games that I've had to predict for Chelsea, I think are losses. But I will predict the rest at the end. Move to match day 37. The Chelsea-Man United game I will do later. Aston Villa-Tottenham, I reckon Aston Villa win that one. I'm going 2-1 to beat Tottenham, and they're playing at home. West Ham, Nottingham Forest... Again, I reckon I don't see West Ham winning that one. I'm going 2-1 there as well. Arsenal, Newcastle. This, I'll tell you what. This has 2-2 written all over it. 2-2. Newcastle at the Emirates, they always hold them back. I don't know why. I don't know how. But Arsenal struggle against Newcastle at home. So I'm going 2-2. Man City, Bournemouth. I think it's not a debate. Brighton, Liverpool as well. You know what? That one might be a draw. No. That's wishful thinking. It's wishful. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool there as well. So that is how it's looking by match day 37. Match day 38, we have Fulham, Man City. I reckon comfortable Man City win. Liverpool, Palace. I'll be honest, at home. Yeah, I'm going 2-0. Man United, Villa. I'm going 2-2. I reckon Villa can win that as well, but Man United against the big teams, they decide to show up. So I'm going to knock some points off Villa. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-2, them to draw. Newcastle at home to Everton. I don't see anything else except a win. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, I have to predict this one. I'm going to draw. We can lose that. Just saying, we can lose that, but I'm going to draw. I'm going 2-2. I think it could be a bit of a more open game than people think, but Forest at home is going to be flipping. Like I said, it's going to be hard. We might lose it, but I'm going 2-2. We get a point. That's actually giving us some credit here. And Southampton, yeah, surely. So by match day 38, that is how the table is looking. This is it. Without the Chelsea predictions, which I'm going to do in a sec. There's a couple of Chelsea predictions, so we've still got 2 games to put in. You see, by this logic, even with the 2 games, we win those games, it's a wrap. We're finishing 7th. Because the other teams have games that are in their favour. Now, if we go all the way back, right? Let's go all the way back to here. Chelsea-Everton. I'm not going to lie, I think we win that one. I think it'll be tight. I'm going 2-1. But I reckon we beat Everton just. So that's that. If we go to... I've already done Chelsea to lose to Liverpool. Some people say Liverpool be on the beach, so they'll be easier to play. I reckon the quality... I reckon that could be worse. I reckon with less pressure. I reckon just them having fun. Nothing to lose. I reckon they can take the mick. They're going to be like... Boom, boom, boom. All is nice. All is swift training session settings. And I think that could be a little bit of a banana skin for us even more. So that's my logic there. But the next one I've got Chelsea losing at Newcastle. That's a given. I've already got that result written off. It's already written off. We never do well at St. James's. Even if we get a draw here, it's still looking bleak. So there's that. Chelsea against Man United. Personally, I think this has this written all over it. Because United, it's not even about us this time. It's United. Against us, in this circumstance, they show up. They always have this thing. United are always against the big teams. They decide to become, flipping class of 92. And then all the games you expect them to do something, they get battered. They lost to Wolves, But then look at their other games that they have, in the big games. Look at the comeback against Lyon. But then you lose to Wolves. That's United. So against us, I reckon it's just got draw written all over it, because I don't think we let them beat us at home. I don't think they'll beat us. But I don't think we beat them either. So I'm going 1-1. So that's 1-1. And the final day, I've already got that down. What game have I missed? Oh yeah, Chelsea. No, hang on. I've got Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool. What have I missed? Newcastle. Oh yeah, the last one, Nottingham Forest. No, I've got that in as well. Have I calculated? Oh yeah, I haven't calculated. I haven't pressed the button. But that's basically what's going to happen here. We are still 5 points short of Villa. So do you see with the games, even if I was to knock a game off for Aston Villa, yeah? Let's say United beat them. Let's say we go back. Let's knock some more points off of them. I reckon, where's the away? Yeah, okay. They don't beat Bournemouth. Do you see what I mean? The games are not in our favour. This is the message that I'm trying to hone in. What I'm trying to hone in is that even without winning games for some of the other teams, right? Even Champions League football is looking more likely for the others. That's me, by the way, putting a draw for Newcastle Brighton. That's me I've put them to beat us. But I've also put, where is it? I've put them to beat Everton. That's me putting them to draw against Arsenal at the Emirates. And they're still that far ahead. Because when we had to win, we didn't. Brentford and Ipswich, those are the games that I was looking for in terms of we have to do something. For me now, it's too little too late. It's too little too late. And I think I've given you guys some clarity on that. Now, some people will say, no, but Younes, we'll beat United. Okay, we'll beat United. So we'll get a win against United. Some will say we'll draw at home to Liverpool. Yeah? Okay, no problem. We'll draw. We'll beat Everton. So we'll beat Everton, we'll draw to Liverpool, we'll lose to Newcastle, we'll beat United, and we'll draw to Forest. Some people would say that's really good. We still don't make Champions League football. They're still 5 points ahead. You want to know one more thing? How about we beat Newcastle? Let's do that. We beat Newcastle. Then we make Champions League football. That's considering we draw to Liverpool, we draw to Forest, we beat Man United. Do you guys see how much we need to do to get Champions League football? And that's me having to knock off results for you live in the flesh just to paint that picture. It's too far gone for me. I hope I've given clarity to why Ipswich was the game where the dream died. We had to win that game. We had to, and we didn't. I was saying Brentford must win. Ipswich must win. For me, I said that was the one. We didn't. You will not be hearing must win from me for the rest of this season. It's done. The damage is done. And I hope I've clarified it for you at least. If we're being logical, I reckon Man City, Nottingham Forest and Newcastle are the teams that will be playing Champions League football. I reckon Villa will miss out with us, and then we'll see whoever gets 6th and 7th. Now we can, if we get 6th, we get Europa League. If we get 7th, we get Conference League. But if we win the Conference League, we get Europa League as well. So we'll see what happens. But that's my honest prediction for you guys. That's how I see it going. If there's any results that you think would be different, let me know down below. Where do you see it changing? If you see Chelsea making the Champions League spots, what games do you reckon are going to make that happen? If you don't, what do you predict anyway? Let me know down in the comment section below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow. Like I said, go and check out video number 1 from earlier. Tomorrow, you'll be getting 2 videos, I'm assuming. So make sure you're here for that. Preview for the game against Everton will be out tomorrow as well. And I'll see all of you then. Have a good one, people. Subscribe, notification bell on. Catch you tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.